Hi everyone, welcome back to Box of Delights. Today I want to give you an introduction to an upcoming game. It's coming on the channel. This is one that I've shown you before. It was a Kickstarter preview, and sometimes it's always nice to just show you, I've done the Kickstarter, I've shown you a prototype. Let's have a look and see what the final production was like. This is Too Many Bones from Chip Theory Games. We got a huge box, which is the base game, and we've got 3 expansion characters here, Gilly, Nugget and Tink. If you want to learn how to play the game, go and watch my other video. But one of the things that's happened during the Kickstarter campaign, and something that you'll see happen oftentimes during Kickstarters, is things evolve, things change. Here we've got a player mat, for example, that was added during the campaign, and here we have some premium health chips that were added. These are like an optional that you can add to your pledge, and we'll compare these to the standard chips. This is a dice building role-playing game. There's lots of adventures, we've got characters that we're going to, like in a role-playing game, we're going to change the stats of, we're going to evolve our characters using dice. So I've not actually opened the box yet, so let's have a look inside and see what we get. As you'd expect, a heap load of dice. These are the attack and defense dice. These are your generic dice that you'll use to attack. Too Many Bones. These are the bones. A miss in this game is a bone. Alright? So we've got 1 hit, 2 hits, and a couple of misses, a couple of bones. One of the things, if you watch my playthrough, and actually I'm going to follow this video with a demonstration of gameplay and show you some of the rule changes. What you'll learn is that bones, misses in this game actually add value. These are some of the generic dice, black dice, that add effects, and these are kind of a little bit unexpected. There's quite a few surprises in here. If you did watch my Kickstarter preview, you'll have seen that the dice were stickered. These aren't stickers, and they're not engraved either. They're kind of high definition printing. I don't know if they use heat, or I don't know what the process is, but these don't rub off. You can scrape these and they don't come off. These are pretty solid dice with lots of wear and tear, and the dice remain viable. Perfect, great components. The guys must be really pleased over at Chip Theory Games. So there's our attack dice and effects. We'll learn about those. Another excellent part that they've added, I've seen, I think it was Adam or Josh's introduction to the lock breaking. These are the pick lock dice. We'll show you how these work. You'll be rolling these in order to pick the locks of treasure chests that you find. We've got 4 characters in the base game. These are each of their initiative dice. You roll these to see who gets initiative in battles. Lots of cards, so these are going to be loots in here. We saw prototype artwork last time and prototype cards. So this is trove loot. These are the things you're going to be picking with your lock picking dice. They've got a matte finish on one side and a glossy print on the other side. So this is nice and clear and well printed. Throwing axe here, and trove loot reflex powder tin. So these are wonderful variety of loot items. We have some encounter cards. I think there's a deck for the solo game and then a regular deck for the multiplayer game. The games are the same, there's some small variations. These cards are quite slippery. So we got end level bosses that you fight, and each one brings its own encounters, and then lots of regular counters here. We've got some loot mixed in here. So these are all quite mixed in. This is going to be a day counter. There should be some chips under here, and we'll see those. The day counter is going to go in this spot here. let's lift out this tray. There's more goodies underneath. Okay. Incidentally, this is the lid to the box. Lovely artwork. Okay, this is the next two trays with a foam insert. These are dice that are going to go with each character. Each character's bringing its own abilities. They've got them a little jumbled up in transit by the looks, but each hero brings its own set of different coloured dice, and each hero also has a set of regular D6. So these are your regular D6 here, look, for upgrading his stats. And we'll have a look at how those work in a bit. A lovely quality, really great, and they feel pretty good in the hand. Excellent, good job, well done guys. Okay, so more dice. This is a dice building game after all. So each of these dice is going to bring skills, stats, powers and abilities, special attacks, that kind of stuff. And then the next layer down, okay, so here's our rule book. Too many bones. I've already looked at the PDF of this, really good. The guys have done a great job. I think even a step up from Hoplomachus, which I think at times is a little cryptic, but one of my favourite games, you know that. Here's some player reference sheets. And they got the same kind of material as the cards, so we've got this matte finish on one side and glossy on the other. Great quality. These don't rip, right? It's not card, it's not paper. It's plastic. So lots of stats, lots of things to learn, abilities for each character here. Patches, Tantrum, Boomer and Picket. I think we might put Tantrum and maybe one of the others. I like the idea of, who's the guy with all the abilities to tinker. I think he's called Tinker. Yeah, Tink, the bot builder. I really like him. We'll have a look at him in a minute. Here's our player mats then. Now there are a few changes, like I say, from when I demoed last time. Let's get this down on the board, on the table. Not quite sure what colour pick it is. I think he's the blue dice perhaps. Maybe he's the blue dice. But our D6 here are to upgrade health, dexterity, attack, defense. One of the changes they've made is that when you upgrade these attack and defense, you used to be able to just increase them when you upgraded, just like health and dexterity, or dex as they call it. But now you have to roll some dice to successfully upgrade attack and defense. So they've made those a little bit more difficult. And then these are the slots for your upgrades. Lovely job. There's still 6 spots up in here for your active and locked. So these are things that you're collecting, dice that you collect. Yeah. And then active, like putting up extra defense. Things that are active in the battle go here. There's still 3 slots. There used to be 6 slots here for your bones. Remember I talked about how bones were useful in this game. If you roll misses, then you can put them in here. Well, there used to be 6 slots here, but there's only 5 now. So maybe 6 has got its own little spot. So there's, yeah, if you hit the 6th, then you upgrade to innate +1. So every this one says every hero will have its own. Every gear lock will have his own effects for these sorts of things. Great quality. Some of the artworks has changed here. So there's slots down the right hand side here for putting cards. I think this is for when you're doing trove loops. These kind of line up, and when you get the dials unlocked, that kind of thing. We'll show you how that works. These metal bits, they look like the metal of a clarinet. Maybe maybe that's what inspired it, who knows. Like I say, this is all about the dice and rolling these, all these different effects. You're going to use your reference charts to learn about these, but excellent quality, looking really good. Okay, going back to what's in the box. So we've got our reference sheets, rulebook, yep. Here's Tantrum. So they're all in their plastic at the moment. The battle map. I have to show you this. I have to show you the battle map because this is also a significant change. And I think one of the changes I'm really going to love, because one of the things I liked about Hoplomachus is that positional play and the tactics that you can employ. Yeah, and what this new battle map does is it allows you to do some more positional play. Here's your initiative meter, so your initiative dice will be going in here like this. And on the battle map now is a little bit more dynamic. There's lots more movement. Previously, if you watch my playthrough, you'll see that everyone was kind of stuck in a static position, either melee or ranged. Now we've got more dynamic movement going on. So let's get some of these chips out and have a look. So these are our standard health chips. They're the same quality that we had in Hoplomachus. So if you can compare these to the premium health chips, these are going to be a little weightier. Okay, they certainly feel weightier and comparable to the rest of the unit chips. So although this is a dice building role-playing game, we are talking chip theory games, so the chips are really important and a big part of this game. These are colour codes to colour code your enemies. So we've got enemies will come out, things like this direwolf alpha, and depending on which column he goes in, he'll get a coloured token underneath his health chips, like so. Like I say, there's more movement going on, so these things can move orthogonally, and indeed some have a special that allows them to move diagonally, I think. So there's a lighter coloured line. We'll get into the rule book and we'll discover how those things work. What else have we got here? Gendrix. These look like no, that's a regular 20-point monster. This is a boss. Look. This is Tantrum. His patches. Okay, everything's looking really good here. Here's your day counter. A golden golem. A 20-point monster. Chips are really good quality. Great work. Really pleased with the way this has turned out. They really have exceeded all expectations, I feel. So that's it. We've had a look at the mats, the dice, the chips. Let's have a look in some of these expansion boxes and see what you get. So here's Tink, one of my favourite characters. Okay, so you get a foam insert and a tray of dice. So each of our expandable heroes gets his own set of dice. There's Tink's chip for placing on the battle map. And there's his stat dice and his initiative die. And here's all his skills. There should be 16 of these, and then get 16 of these. Incidentally, what you should find too is a set of boss dice in the base box. Each end boss has his own die, which is always nice. So that's one thing that was missing from the prototype I showed you. This is Tink's neoprene mat. A lot of people say, oh, they're like mouse pads. They're not mouse pads. This is neoprene. Very different, a lot thicker. So Tink's good. He's going to be able to build bots using his skills. And then they get their own reference sheet, just like the base game. Really good, really good. Excellent, and the artwork's really good, and they have a glossy box, and Yeah, you can just admire this game. Tink the Bot Builder. Brilliant. They've really invested in the story of this game as well. Each one of these gearlocks has his own or her own story. Here's Nugget and Gilly. So that's it. That's the overview of Too Many Bones. And I can't wait to get into showing you the gameplay. So join me soon for some dice building adventures.